ग्रुप लिस्ट निकाल करके एक्सेल में डाल करके तो फॉर्मूला लगा कर कंडीशन लगा करके निकल जाएगा, उसको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। को भी देख रहा।
Hi Preeti, how are you? Hi
Hi, I'm good,
Kalpak.
Pallavi.
Good,
Hello,
good. Good afternoon. Hi Kalpak, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Wonderful to see you all.
Same here.
Hi Soumya. Hi Sneha. Hi Priyadarshini. Hi Tripti.
Hello, hello
Hi,
everyone.
Pallavi.
Hello. Hi Pritendra. Hi Rizwana. Hi Jennifer. I'm sorry, is it David?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, it's Jennifer David.
Hi Jennifer. How are you? Hi Smita. Hi Mugdha. Pratika, your video is not on. I'd like to inform everyone that this video is getting recorded. Yeah. And I'd like your consent. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Going strictly as per the DPDP Act.
Yeah, it's mandatory
Absolutely, very mandatory. Yeah.
because even today's subject is also quite illegal, so we
Yeah.
have to follow all the process.
Otherwise, also we follow all the process. See, we
No,
are.
I'm
yeah.
generally saying normally what happened, most of the webinar and all, they start recording without any consent.
See, that's mostly because Seema, they're not aware. That's about it. So lack of
No,
awareness,
no,
of
no,
course.
no. No,
No?
no, Pallavi, I must say even the Ministry of Corporate Affairs does so.
Oh dear. Now that is amazing. Yeah. So well, the buck should start there and the buck should stop there, but that doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how the situation is in our country. Laws get passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But from our side, we've been law-abiding citizens. We don't even break traffic rules. And that's how it is for middle class, by and large. Well, we need to follow the law.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's peace of mind also, no?
Yeah, peace of mind. And also say that peace of mind, nobody can guarantee, even
No,
if you
but
follow all the law. But by and large, yes, file your returns. 30th, I think 15th September is the last date. Now that we are on compliance, might as well,
Yeah.
do everything.
Even the posh return you have to file by the 31st of January.
Yeah. There's still long time there.
Yeah.
So that is the good part. Yeah. Yeah, Vartika, we can start. You are mute.
I think we should be waiting for some 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, we can start with some icebreaker. Maybe we could do that. Yeah.
Okay.
For the people who have already joined in. Kashmira, Swapna, Arnav, Mugdha, Rizwana, Sneha. Acha, see, I would like to urge you that mid-session we might, ask you to switch on your Pramila, hi, to switch on your cameras, and we would like a picture with all you beautiful people. Yeah, are we good with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And share with us also.
Yeah, sure. We
Yes.
will do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. In fact, if possible, maybe if again if we have consent, we can form a WhatsApp group, and I would say, why should the conversation end here? Yeah, why
Sure.
should it be just be, an hour-long conversation? And why cannot it be a continuous ongoing conversation?
Yeah.
We can do that. Why not? Yeah.
Lot of
Yes,
lot of cases can be discussed.
Yeah, a lot of cases can be discussed.
Even I think 2-3 days ago,
Hmm.
the Kerala High Court has categorically said that unless complaint is not in writing,
Hmm.
IC cannot proceed it, and they are talk about the whistleblower also.
No, so that, anyway, is there in the law.
No, but the most of the organization they fail to follow.
See, that again, that is what we'll be discussing. 100%. If there was such fabulous compliance, we wouldn't even be having this session. Is it not? I mean, is it that not so? Yeah. Okay.
So, Pallavi, I was thinking that we can just talk about some scenarios and people can just comment on chatbot, whether it is a safe behavior or not. What do you think?
Yeah, we could do that, definitely. Let's get the pulse of the audience. Let's find out. Yeah.
Okay. So, a couple of things are in my mind. I
Your voice is echoing, Vartika. Any particular reason for that?
There is some echo somewhere.
Yeah, there's an echo somewhere. Jennifer, could you just mute yourself? I have actually muted you. Yeah, now you could continue, Vartika.
yeah. Hello?
Yeah, now it's all fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I believe there could be one scenario that I can think of. Suppose like there is a girl called Mona, and a manager tells Mona in a team meeting that, oh, you look so pretty. There's no need for you to send any status reports. So what do you think that it could be a safe or an unsafe behavior?
Hmm.
Unsafe.
Yeah, if you could just write it in the chat box, yeah.
Yeah, so Kalpak says unsafe, Mandar says unsafe, Ratika unsafe. Okay. Several unsafe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Any safe people?
Doubtful. Somebody is doubtful.
Okay. We'll clear those doubts as the session goes. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the next scenario. Suppose there's a colleague that keeps sending memes with double meaning to another team member over Office WhatsApp.
Mhm.
Even if he is asked to stop doing it, what do you think that it is a safe or unsafe behavior? Unsafe.
Totally unsafe. Yeah.
Okay, so there are unsafe behaviors. Okay. So suppose there's a team member that stares at Priya during meetings. Is that safe or unsafe? Unsafe.
What you said again? Come again? What you said?
Suppose there's a girl like Priya, her name is, and a team member keeps staring at her during meetings and makes her feel a bit uncomfortable. So is that a safe or unsafe behavior?
Anything? This is unsafe. Very unsafe. One keeps staring.
Unsafe. Okay, so this is a very nice comment. Unsafe unless she is picking a nose.
Okay, that was a good sense of humor. We appreciate that.
Okay, so shall we begin now?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Already 40 people have joined in. Yeah, we can. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone, and
Good afternoon.
very warm welcome to today's session. And my name is Vartika, and I'm a part of Curious Catalyst. So now please welcome our master trainer, Pallavi Sankhe. She's
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. Yeah.
She's the founder of Posh Safe Workplaces. She has over 22 years of professional experience, including 14 plus years in learning and development. She is a renowned expert in POSH and DEI. She has partnered with organizations like ITC, OLX, HP, IDF, Forbes, Ajanta Pharma, and many more. and she is empaneled with NHRDN. So before we dive in, a quick note. Many of you have asked in past sessions how you can take your learnings further, especially if you want to go beyond awareness and actually build expertise in POSH. I believe there are many. So for those interested, we at POSH Safe Workplace run a certificate course on POSH Act 2013. So it is designed for HR professionals, managers, IC members, and even trainers who want to deepen their understanding. I have posted a link. I believe it is visible to everybody on the first link in the chat box. That's the registration link. So if you wish, you can register through that link. I believe everybody can see that.
Yeah, we can see that link,
Yeah. Okay.
Vartika. Yeah, it's there. It's there at the start of the chat. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I would like to just quickly introduce about what today's session is. So today's session is about decoding the POSH Act, right? So we'll be looking at some common myths, misconceptions, false cases, retaliation, and leadership conundrum. So stay till the end because then we will be discussing latest directives from government and SheBox. So stay tuned. And with that, let's get started.
Thank you, Vartika, for that lovely introduction. And yeah, as you said, let's get started. Acha, one thing that I would like to tell at the start of the session. This is a conversation. Of course, there are a few questions which are there, but then beyond what she asks, okay, Brahmashruti, it is there at the start. In the end, also, we'll be sharing the link. Okay. So I would like to inform that the floor will be open at all times. Kindly, feel free to ask questions. I am here for questions. Do not hesitate. Yeah, I don't want you to get out of the session thinking that this was not answered, that was not answered. Please feel free. Yeah. At the same time, I reserve the right to answer if I find that the question is something which goes too much into legalities, or it is going to take too much time, because see, after all, we are having only an hour with us. I'm going to park the question, but the questioner will definitely get the answer. If not during the session, then later on, either in the email or on the WhatsApp. So don't you worry about it. Okay, yeah, we can start, Vartika.
Okay, so the first question I would like to put up is that the POSH Act came into being in 2013, right? So it's been 12 years now. Why do you think it is still relevant? Why should we talk about sexual harassment?
Yeah, that's a great question, in fact, because see, work culture is constantly evolving, and now in 2013, there were no hybrid offices because see, the COVID had not struck, right? There were no remote teams, but now we have hybrid offices, we have remote teams, we even have virtual harassment cases that we never imagined that such a thing can happen in 2013. So each generation entering the workforce brings new perspectives, and with that, new blind spots. And let's be honest, just because a law exists doesn't mean the problem disappears. Just as we talked at the start of the session, laws are there. Compliance may or may not be there. So many organizations still struggle with awareness, fear of retaliation, or even the myth that, okay, we don't have any cases, so we don't need POSH. So talking about it keeps the conversation alive. It breaks the silence. It also reminds us that respect and dignity are not a one-time compliance exercise. You have one awareness session throughout the year, and you have ticked the box. No, it is a habit. They are basically habits that we need to practice every single day. Does that sort of answer the question, Vartika?
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Would anybody like to add to this, or any question related to this? You can go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to ask something related to this.
Yeah.
As it was said, ki this act has been started to save the workplaces for women, but now there are different genders also. So these sexual harassment happens with other genders. What about them? Does POSH protect them?
No, POSH does not protect them. Let me be very honest. As per the law, there is no protection provided to any of these, apart from, cisgender women, or even the protection is also for transgender women, let me tell you. But the act is only for women. But having said that, there are many organizations which make sure that sexual harassment is not something which is tolerated. So many organizations have grievance committees or disciplinary committees, and it gets heard there. Yeah. So that is how many organizations look after this. See, all said and done, homosexuality is not something that can be wished away. That is there. It is a part of our culture. It is a part of our ancient culture, for that matter. So it is there. So when such cases happens, it could be a man hitting on a man, it could be a woman hitting on a woman, which though definitely gets taken care in POSH, yeah. But a man hitting on a man, or a woman hitting on a man, yeah, or a transgender person hitting. Transgenders, if they are if there is a certificate which says that transgender person is a woman, then of course there is a redressal under the POSH Act itself. But beyond that, I personally feel nobody should go unheard. So even if it is not the internal committee which is looking into it, the grievance committee should look into it. It is, after all, workplace harassment, and it should not be tolerated. Preeti. Yeah. So does that answer the question? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Pallavi, I see one more question here in the chat bot. Please suggest how can we inculcate this as a part of culture building?
Yeah, of course. So see, it'll come as the session unfolds, definitely, because what you're saying is the absolute crux of the POSH Act. The Act itself, if you go through the bare bones Act, the Act makes it very clear how is it that the culture needs to be inculcated. The Act has mentioned very clearly. It is just that we, the people, do not follow, and we take it as a tick box activity. And as a result, it doesn't really, it doesn't get implemented in its entirety. I'll give you an example here. There is the act is Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act, Prevention, Prohibition, and Redressal. Now, there's a reason why these words prevention, prohibition is there. Redressal, yes. What about prevention and prohibition? If prevention and prohibition take place properly, redressal is not needed, because the culture gets built, right? An important part of prevention and prohibition is notices, yeah, and POSH posters. Now, let me tell you, there are very, very, very large organizations which are famous in our country. Yeah, if you go and visit their corporate offices, you will not see a single POSH poster at the reception office, because it might affect their aesthetics. They don't want it. Where is it? Where is it that these posters are there? The posters might be there somewhere, in the canteen, somewhere in the back of the beyond. Because again, as I said, tick box activity rather than actually following the ethos, So if it is followed properly, not as a tick box activity, the culture gets built. Yeah. Any other
Yes.
question is there, Vartika?
Yeah, there's another question by Soumya Das. Is POSH Act restricted only to workplace premises or within working hours?
So, see, it is not so. Definitely, it is not related or relegated only to working hours. And this happened in 2020. Actually, there was a case, a very famous case, Sanjeev Mishra, Bank of Baroda case, where the gentleman used to harass the lady after hours, after 5 o'clock. Because see, bank ka time to khatam ho gaya. Chalo, abhi thoda harassment kiya jaye. So, could everyone please mute themselves? Yeah, because cannot really, spend time muting others. Ketan Mehta, please mute yourself. So where were we? We were at
Is
Okay,
it
well,
restricted only to workplace?
yeah. I'm sorry, I lost my thread. Yeah. So, so this gentleman used to, harass her after 5 o'clock. And also because one person was at Jaipur and the other person was in Delhi, it was fairly presumed that, oh, this doesn't come under the harassment. Yeah, this is definitely not sexual harassment. But the High Court said no. This is 100% harassment, and it is not relegated to your workplace. So there is something called as extended workplace. The definition is there in the Act, and there is also something called as notional extension of workplace, not just extended workplace. So extended workplace could be something like online. The online workspace is extended workplace. It could be an office party. It could be the annual day celebration which could be taking place. Yeah. And the notional extension could be that the lady is coming to work. Say, for example, she got down at, say, Marol Naka metro station, and your office is 5 minutes away, but she gets stalked on the way. And she's getting stalked by a person who is not from the office. So, can the organization say that, see, it is none of our business? So, no, it is your business because this is a notional extension of the workplace. The lady is there at Marol Naka because she is coming to your office and she is getting stalked on the way, and the IC has to support her. Yeah. And what was the other part of the question, Vartika? If you could just refresh my memory.
Only to workplace premises or within the working hours?
Working hours, I think I already mentioned. If it is related to work, even if you're harassing at 11 o'clock at night, yes, it is sexual harassment. It gets covered under the Act.
Okay, so there's a question by Preeti.
Hmm.
How many women employees should
Hmm.
be in workplace where
Hmm.
this act is followed or awareness to be created for?
0. Okay. So there is no connection between the number of, but it's an excellent question. See, many a times we get asked that we are only men. Our factory has only men. Why is it that we need an awareness session? So let me tell you, do you live in a silo? Is it a man's island? That is not so, right? The women can be there, the women can be clients, women can be interns, women could be apprentices. Yeah, they may not be on your roles, but women are there. Yeah, you cannot wish them away, and hence this act cannot be wished away. Yeah, so people asking such questions are basically trying to find loopholes. I hope I have answered the question, Preeti. Okay, Nestle sacked the CEO for a romantic relationship with his subordinate. How is this treatment? What do you mean by what treatment? Water treatment is it, Dr.
No.
Krishna?
No.
Yeah.
What I meant was, will this come under the POSH Act? So it's a mutual kind of a thing. That's what I meant. So he was sacked, right? There are a lot of cases, right? For Manish Murthy, a lot of those cases are there. No way about that. But they still come under the POSH Act, or it is because some complaint, right from that the President of America, what's his name, whatever his name. Okay, from there. So how? That's what I meant by treatment. How is this?
Treatment. See, the treatment is, we'll be looking at it from POSH Act 2013. When Mr. Manish Murthy did his shenanigans, it was before the act, and it was not in India, it was in the US. So US has Equality Law Act, okay, and it has very strict rules against sexual harassment, and it need not be just be a woman versus man. Yeah, they have a gender neutral POSH policy, US, and so Mr. Manish Murthy did it twice in the US, and he has and he was of course sacked and fined, and there were a lot of repercussions. So that is
Infosys and iGate,
yeah. I mean, what a brilliant career he had, and it got all destroyed, right? So that is one thing. And see, other places where you said, it could be consensual. Yeah, it can be consensual. But if you look at the latest case of the Coldplay concert, if you all remember the Coldplay concert, there was the CEO. Yeah, it was not just a hugging. They were caught on kiss cam. So so it was beyond hugging, definitely. See, the thing is, he was a CEO and she was a CHRO.
HR.
Yeah, the HR head. And most organizations have a policy against fraternization. So now tell me, what are the legal and the ethical ramifications? Forget legal. Let us not even go into legalities. Let us look at the ethical ramifications here of two people very high up having a consensual relationship. Now, do you think what are the perks that the lady is getting? Yeah. So there is a reason why both of them resigned. Both of them were asked to resign. Right. So again, these are all gray areas which the POSH Act doesn't really, cover, because POSH Act is not for if the act is consensual, POSH Act does not apply. But that doesn't mean that it is ethical. And there are disciplinary committees which look into it. So even if there's an escape from the POSH Act saying that, okay, this has not been mentioned, 100% the ethics come into the picture. And I mean, think about other women who might have become CHROs if they had that relationship. Now that question becomes open, right? Yeah. So what about then the merits? The merit, where does the merit go?
Gone to dog.
Yeah, exactly. Gone to dog. so that is there. Yeah.
Okay, so Radhika wants to know some examples under what would be sexual harassment, like everyday workplace behaviors, which might seem harmless, but could actually qualify for sexual harassment under POSH. So she wants to know such specific examples, if you can enlighten with some.
See here, we have number of people here who are from POSH. Yeah, they are POSH trainers. Yeah, I'd like this answer from you people.
Okay, if somebody says you're beautiful, this can be a comment and which can be unwelcome, because POSH Act is all about the tonality, gesture, and the body language. Suppose if I say, okay, you are looking good in this top or a t-shirt, and I'm looking here and there of your other body parts, not your eye-to-eye contacts, and which is making you uncomfortable, this can be comes under POSH.
Mandar is saying he can't hear other speakers, but then is everybody able to hear?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, yeah. Yeah, even Kalpak
So
is saying
anything which makes you uncomfortable. Like suppose you recently got married, and I simply ask you, oh, how is your married life is going on, and which makes you uncomfortable, falls under this category.
And also, see, you have to understand the context. See, the intent is not important. It is the impact, right?
Impact.
Yeah, it is the impact.
See, I might be asking you is out of concern. Okay, you have a 10 years, still you don't have a baby. And my concern would not be wrong.
Yeah.
But again, intent is not important. Impact is important. How you felt it is more important than by what intention I have said.
Absolutely.
I have a small question. In a town hall meeting, I've experienced this. Okay, in a town hall meeting, the CEO has about 150 people there and online, etc. And then he spots a particular person who's been working with the company for almost 8-9 years. And he somehow comes up and he says, "Oh, you look beautiful as always." How would you look at this statement by a CEO at a large gathering, open gathering? It's not private.
Again, there are a number of people saying that they are not able to hear us. How many of you can hear by show of hands? Yeah. By show of hands. So, are others not able to hear us? Yeah.
Just refresh.
Yeah, only some people are. Yeah, please refresh, because some people are saying only Vartika and Pallavi are audible. That is not so the case. We are all talking. Yeah. Lot of hot discussion happening. Acha, again, Mandar. Mandar, I don't know what to do, because our settings are perfect, and right now only I am speaking, so maybe that is the reason.
You're audible,
Yeah. Okay. So I believe most of you can listen to us, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very much.
Okay, Abhi, now really, I mean, there's no time to troubleshoot here. I'm sorry, Mandar. Yeah. So you could, yeah,
Maybe
you
they
could,
can rejoin, no?
yeah,
Some
you could
people.
rejoin. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could just rejoin. That could be one thing that could be done. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so where were we? Yeah, Dr. Krishna, you had a
Yeah,
question.
Mr. Krishna
Yeah,
was
my
asking.
question. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I felt hurt. I felt hurt as
Yeah,
a person
you felt hurt.
in the meeting because it was not appropriate. Okay, because there are a lot of other women in the meeting, and when he said that,
Hmm.
I did not like it. Okay, that's my view, but I couldn't do anything beyond self as a self person not liking it. Okay,
Yeah.
come.
So here, Dr. Krishna, uh, we were going to talk about leadership. Yeah, we were going to
Yeah.
talk about leadership and
Character.
how is it, how is the impact, how does
Yeah.
it matter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because see, what that particular leader needs to understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if that person had actually attended POSH awareness sessions, because we have sessions for leadership leaders also, so there are special sessions for leadership awareness. Then because see, they need to know bystander interventions, and they also need to know how to handle, they need to understand confidentiality. So
Yeah.
leadership sessions are completely different, awareness sessions are completely different, but many organizations don't understand the value of investing in these leadership sessions.
Yeah.
So if that gentleman had attended one such session, he would have understood that the culture, there's the culture about, the credibility, the leadership, the compliance, the person is not following.
Correct.
He does
Absolutely.
not understand that with that one single sentence, he has taken the culture a couple of years back.
Yep.
All the effort of the HR people has come to naught.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So he needs to understand the legal, not just the legal implications, also
Moral.
the business case, the moral, the moral case, the ethical case for POSH. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if these people understand, that is when these kind of faux pas will not happen. Let me tell you. So this is definitely a faux pas on his part. He should not have done it. But so many events we attend, there are people who call, if the question is being asked by a lady, they call her a sweetheart right in front of the entire event.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not uncommon, normally brushed away, but not something which should be
Done.
that is not the right way. Yeah, that is just not the right way.
Not be welcome.
No, not
Even
really.
even
Yeah.
calling dear, I can do, you
Yes.
can do it. The dear word also comes under POSH. You cannot
Perfect.
call
Yes.
anybody. It is not in their comfort zone, and it is making
Absolutely.
something comfort. We are not anybody's dear.
Yes.
Correct.
So even for emails, if you look at the latest, I would say last few years, you would say people start with hi Pallavi. Hi Pallavi is way more preferable to dear Pallavi. Yeah. So these are small ways by which you can also safeguard yourself. Yeah, that is also there, and of course the culture of safety gets built in, and let me tell you, it flows right from the top.
Yep.
If the leader say, no, I'll tell you, I'll share an experience again. There was a session going on, awareness session. The CXOs joined midway and started asking all kind of uncomfortable questions which should not be asked in an awareness session in front of their employees. They asked questions on retaliation. They asked questions about false cases, as if employees are going to slap false cases on them. These questions should be asked in leadership sessions in private with the trainer. Yeah, that is when that is the way of keeping the culture. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, may I say, Pramila, once the group is created, I'll share one video which will help you to understand like why we should call person by name, not by sweetie, darling, dear, and hate like that.
Yeah.
I'll share that video because I
please do.
myself is also a trainer. I myself is also a trainer.
Yeah, please do, Seema.
Yeah,
That will be
I'll share
great.
it.
Yeah, that will
I'll
be
share
like
it.
wonderful. Yeah, Vartika, can you move on to the next question?
That
Yeah.
was very insightful, Pallavi. And but exactly what exactly is POSH Act 2013? Like, what does it cover? What is it? That should be introduced first, right?
Yeah. So see, So for people who are, there are of course a number of people here who are already cognizant with the POSH Act, but for people who are not, so let me give you a very brief introduction to the POSH Act 2013. So it basically defines sexual harassment. See, before this, the sexual harassment word was not defined, and in law, everything is about definition. All words matter in law. So what is it that the definition includes? So the definition includes physical contact and advances, a demand or request for sexual favors, sexually colored remarks, showing pornography. Now, showing pornography is not just an offense under POSH Act. It is also a criminal offense.
Perfect.
Yeah. Also, any unwelcome physical, verbal, non-verbal conduct of sexual nature. So this is the actual definition of the act. And as we have discussed, as we know, the number of questions came, it covers all workplaces, offices, factories, shops, hospitals, schools, or even offsite locations like conferences. I talked about extended workplaces, office parties, business trips, also virtual spaces like emails, chats, video call, and it also applies to all women employees. It could be a permanent employee, temporary, intern, consultant, part-time, a janitor, domestic workers, security guards if they are women. Basically, any woman who is on the premises. It could be a consultant like me who has come to conduct a session. Yeah, it could even I could get harassed. So, and also it is not really limited to serious incidents. It covers, a whole spectrum
Right.
of behavior that can make someone feel unsafe, disrespected, or humiliated at work. Yeah, so impact and not the intent of your action. Yeah, so this is basically, in a nutshell, ekdam short, mota thing about POSH Act.
Okay, so Mugdha wanted to know that
Mhm.
if suppose you're not an employee of the company, the organization, and you're visiting, like you
Mm.
are a female, you're visiting for some meetings or interviews. So, and if something happens with you, you're sexually harassed, and does POSH Act cover?
100%, 100% it
100%.
covers. Yeah, and let me share a case here. So there was this lady who shared this with me, and she said that this happened before the POSH Act. Before 2013 it happened, and it definitely had an impact on her entire career. Let me tell you. So this girl, she had gone to one very large software organization, and this has happened in Andheri here in Mumbai, wherein the HOD, she had already cleared 2 interviews, and now the last interview was with the HOD. And this HOD, what he did was he said, I don't really care about, say for example, her name was Priya. I'm sorry if there's any Priya, just a generic name. Yeah. So he said, I'm sorry, Priya. I know I'm not really interested in asking you any questions. I just want to know when can you put in your papers the notice to your earlier company. Is there a notice period? So she said, yeah, there's a 3-month notice period. He said, but in 15 days time we are going to have an offsite in Goa, and we would really love to have you there. And then the next question was, Priya, do you know swimming? So she said, yeah, I can swim. And then he's like, then you must be owning a swimming costume, no, dear Priya? And so she said, very slowly, I do. So then, see, that would be so fantastic. We can all chill out, in Goa. Uh, See, what I will do is I can give you a joining bonus. So you need to put in your papers immediately. So what was this? Absolute rampant and blatant sexual harassment. During the interview process, she said no, obviously. The impact, there was like a lot of impact on her career itself, because she was really looking forward to working in this organization. But tell me, how can she join this place? So in such cases, you should be, there are usually notices. If the notice is not there, you should please go to the website of that company They are supposed to put in this. This information is there in their POSH policy. POSH policy usually has an IC. Please connect with the IC and complain. Why should you be the one who should be suffering? Yeah, that other person needs to suffer. Right? I hope I have answered the question. Yeah.
I have one question, Pallavi. When you said about this incident,
Hmm.
hello? Hello?
Yeah. There's a disturbance. So people, please keep yourself mute. Yeah.
So as you said, she can go and go to the company website and there she can mention about this kind of incident, right? But the IC committee, generally the IC committee people, they are there to save the company. So they also don't take seriously. Then what?
See, again, as I said, we cannot,
For companies in India.
yeah. So here the companies need to understand that there are, a good resource may not join the organization. Yeah. Because of this only because this, this putting everything under the rug act. Yeah. So
may I say something, Pallavi?
yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
Preeti, suppose if company not take cognizance on the complaint, then she has a right to go and write a complaint to the local committee. Local committee will automatically come back to the organization, and then organization is bound to take.
So here,
Seriously.
Seema, the problem is that even in Mumbai, people don't know where the local committee sits. Okay. And just few months back, I had interviewed the local committee chairperson for Mumbai, and I asked her this question. You people are there, you people are incognito. We have zero idea how to get in touch with you. See, I cannot get in touch with her. I did. But the point is, how does a average person get in touch with local committee when they are not even aware of local committees being in existence?
No, Pallavi, now that is the reason Government of India, Women and Child Department is promoting She Box. Earlier, it is only for the government and the central government employees.
Absolutely.
Now, after Noida, they have done as a trial project to Mumbai, Maharashtra. Every organization which is having 10 or more employees has to register their internal committee on their website. And now I think Karnataka, they have started. So gradually the entire country ICs will be registered under the She Box. And then any employee like the government employees, we can also file our complaint directly to the She Box if company is not taking cognizance or DM is not taking cognizance.
So absolutely, Seema. So we are going to talk about She Box in the end of the session. Yeah. And more details about She Box will be shared. See, initially the She Box was for top 1,000 companies. They all got notices. But now, even smaller organizations, many of our clients, most of them, of course, are already registered. But there were some organizations which were holding back, thinking that this will pass. How many places do we have to register? First, we registered our IC, and now this is the She Box registration. So there are organizations which, don't really, till it comes here, they don't really, follow. And these people have also got emails from the She Box asking to register. So it is just a matter of time before everybody registers. And as Seema said, you have recourse to She Box. But then again, as I said, we are there. See, we are now 56 people sitting here. We know about She Box. Again, this is not something which is a lay person or a common person knowledge. So, see, till date, the government of India has not really done enough to popularize the She Box or even popularizing the act. So what I personally feel, it should be featured in TV commercial should be there. It is as simple as that. That is one of the best way of reaching the entire population. But then again, as I said, the government needs to be very serious about this. To some extent, they are serious. But then, as we have seen last year, there were blatant cases. If you look at the Brijbhushan Sharan Sharma case, yeah, and many other cases where the government itself was found lacking, or even Supreme Court was found lacking. If you remember 2019 Seema Ranjan Gogoi case, where against all, absolutely against all kind of, precedents. He sat,
Yes.
in judging the case, in which he himself was
His own.
implicated. I mean,
Yeah.
it is without precedent.
Yeah.
And he did
Whereas,
it. Yeah.
where is act clearly says if there
Yeah.
is a senior bosses of the any organization, then complaint will go to the local committee,
Yeah.
not dealt with the internal committee.
Absolutely. But Supreme Court itself, contraindicating itself, that itself is that is basically a huge step behind in many ways. So yes.
No, but after 2023, Orlino Fernandez versus State of Goa,
Yeah.
even Supreme Court is very, I must say, strange and strong.
Absolutely.
About
Things have
and
changed.
Justice Nagarath,
Yeah, yeah.
Justice Nagarath is continuously
Yeah.
passing one order or the
Yeah,
another
yeah, yeah.
order.
Yeah.
Recently on 12th August, all the DM has been they have asked to
The
file
Supreme Court
compliance
directive,
report
no?
in
Yeah,
60.
Supreme
Yeah,
Court. Yeah. We'll be talking about it, Seema. The Supreme Court directive we'll be talking about. And it is good to have a lady justice. See, that is where
Yeah, Justice
representation
Nag-
matters. Yeah, Justice Nagaratna is there. In fact, I personally feel it should be half and half. There's only one person, but never mind. Even she is, pushing the envelope. Fair enough. but more people definitely need to be there. Yeah. So we can now, discuss more about the Supreme Court directives. No? So what is it that is actually happening? Yeah. Or maybe before that, maybe, Vartika, maybe we could just talk about common myths.
Yeah.
Because that will take care of, whole lot of doubts which are there. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could just, I'm just, listing out few myths which are coming to my mind as I'm speaking, One is, of course, what Preeti has said, that there are only men, so we don't need posh. Yeah. Another one is we don't have any cases, so we don't need posh. So let me tell you, that itself is something that, that you need to be very worried about. Silence is not equal to safety. And most cases, especially in SMEs, they go unreported because of fear or stigma, or there's this goody culture, we are all like family here, nothing can happen here, because you see, we are so close knit. Yeah? But under the surface, there could be a predator at loose. It is just that nobody's talking about it. Yeah? So that could be one thing. Second is,
we have all female. We don't know.
Yeah, all
we don't
female
need
also. Yeah,
internal
just
committee.
like yeah, Seema, just like that. So just like that, there are all female also. Yeah, we are only women. And what is the need? Again, you don't live in a silo, no, right? You don't live in some Amazonian island where only women exist. So anything can happen. So all men, all women, all transgenders, whatever it is, if you are more than 10 people in an organization, you need to follow the act. Yeah. Also, there's this thought that, see, we are not a big organization. We are only 60 people. We're only 70 people. We don't need this posh. This is all big people ka shenanigans. Yeah. So it is all people, with people who have a lot of money. So that is not the case. You don't really need a lot of money to implement. You need a big heart. Yeah, that is important. So basically, so law covers all workplaces, as I've discussed. You are small, you are big. In fact, let me tell you, in your house is also considered as a workplace for your household helps. For example, if you have a cook or if you have a cleaning lady, so even she can go and complain. Now the complaint can be, so the complaint can be either to a local committee or to the police station. Also, see, we conduct a lot of sessions on Gen Z, multi-generational workforces. So Gen Z, there's this discussion that these Gen Z people, they are too sensitive. They have these boundaries things, they really can't take a joke. So let me tell you, respect, is not about generations. It is just that Gen Z is particular about it. It is a universal value. So this is something that we can definitely learn from Gen Zs. Here, I'll give you an example. We have all watched this film. Which film is that film? Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. All-time hit, right? Very romantic, right? Agreed or not agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
very romantic, very romantic. Shah Rukh Khan, kya baat hai. Now I showed that movie, you know, with a lot of enthusiasm to my daughter, 18-year-old. And she was like, ये कैसी picture है? How can you find it romantic? This Shah Rukh Khan इतना लीचड़ है. बोला क्या? Shah Rukh Khan लीचड़ है? Said, no, he's a romance king of romance. She said, something is wrong with you people.
Wow.
Okay, so he's like, and then she told me as and when, you know, how the romance unfolded. She actually showed me, see, this is wrong, that is wrong, that is wrong, that is wrong. And then I found myself agreeing. I said, yeah, this is actually wrong. And why is it that I was thinking that it is not wrong? Conditioning. We're conditioned like that. We are not totally brought up on this fodder of Bollywood. So,
The youngsters,
Yeah.
Pallavi madam, the youngsters are trained right from the 4th year of age or 5th year of age in the schools.
yeah,
You know, what is
good
a
touch, bad touch.
bad
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We never had it.
Very sensitive. We never had.
We never had it.
Very sensitive. And they're right.
Yeah.
So let it be that way. The better for the society. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that is one thing. Then another thing is, you know, false cases. False cases are everywhere. It is the men who are the real victims. What are you telling, ma'am? You know, data. But let me tell you, data just says otherwise. False cases are actually very rare. And the bigger problem is underreporting. People don't report actual cases. And here we are discussing about, you know, false cases, both false cases, all created by Instagram and nothing else.
Yes.
Yeah, totally created by Instagram and Facebook. So you have these videos where the moment, you know, the posh training is over, you see these male colleagues all running away from women.
Like running like this.
How funny. Yeah. So if the awareness session was conducted properly, this is not going to happen. These men are going to have empathy towards their female colleagues. That is the real reason the awareness session is being conducted. Awareness session is not there to, you know, point fingers. Hey, you are a man. And yeah, don't look at me like that. No, I'll put you in the dock for posh. No, they are for creating empathy. And let us understand that male employees are also fathers. Yeah, they're uncles. They could be grandfathers. And they don't live in a silo either. And many a times, let me tell you, they are very happy to hear about this act. They're like, and especially blue collars workers, let me tell you. There have been sessions when we have conducted sessions in factories, and so many gentlemen have come to me and they have told me, madam, अच्छा हो गया आपने ये बताया. अभी मैं ये जाके ना मेरी बीवी को बताऊंगा, वो इस XYZ कंपनी में काम करती है, और ये मैं मेरी बेटी को बताऊंगा, और मैं ये मेरे भांजियों को भी बताऊंगा. This is one amazing act. So how amazing is it? You immediately feel as if, yeah, मेरा आज का good deed हो गया. It's like that. Yeah. And also another fallacy is that IC training and awareness session same ही होता है. Internal committee
that's the biggest problem.
हाँ, internal committee को बिठा दो awareness session में, they are trained automatically.
No.
So no, yeah. So there are SOPs for ICs which are clearly mentioned in the law. Then there are industry SOPs. So how is it that, you know, if your IC does not have the legal knowledge, if they do not know these SOPs, if they do not know about confidentiality, if they do not know about this interim reliefs, yeah, then
How to handle case?
Yeah.
How to handle case?
How to
go
handle a
about
case?
it,
Yeah.
How to go about it?
Even how to record proceedings, how to
How to
record
record
minutes of the minutes.
Evidence.
Yeah.
Evidence, how
yeah.
to write. That is very important actually.
How
The
to
IC
cross-examine.
members how to write the IC
Yeah.
witnesses,
Yeah.
how to write written complaint, help them.
Yeah.
No, you don't write. You don't write for the victim. You help the
Absolutely.
Even Pallavi here in Delhi, the local body, see what act says. Once you deny conciliation and you enter into inquiry, then you cannot avail the conciliation. So there is a local body, I'll not name it. After 7-8 hearing, they have done conciliation, no proper recording, nothing.
Oh.
Then they approached me later. I said,
Mm,
you
mm.
are very lucky respondent has not approached to the High Court.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you all would be in a fix.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And here again, as Seema had mentioned that case, that Fernandez case.
Orlino.
Yeah.
Orlino Fernandez.
Yeah, Orlino Fernandez at the Goa University. So let me give, everybody else thoda more information about it. So basically he was, dismissed and banned from future jobs after the IC found him guilty of multiple instances of harassment. Now, see, we are not going to merit of whether he has done it or not. But here the problem was that inquiry went ahead without giving him a fair chance to defend himself. So there is something called as rights of the respondent. Just as the complainant has rights, the respondent also has rights. Now he was unwell. He was not able to attend the sessions, and the proceedings were conducted ex parte, and he was terminated. So then Supreme Court, it went on till Supreme Court, and Supreme Court said that, see, this is the kind of lapse which defeats only the whole purpose of redressal in the POSH Act. The IC needs to get trained because, see, natural justice, due process, fairness. Here again, another thing that I would like to talk about is retaliation. Retaliation and basically policy of zero tolerance. So there are so many organizations which say we have a policy of zero tolerance. And I'll tell you what they mean by that. They mean that the moment the case comes, they will terminate the person. Yeah, simple. That is their zero tolerance.
Zero
now
tolerance.
that is not zero tolerance.
Bury
That is
under the carpet.
retaliation.
Yeah,
No, that is retaliation, Dr. Krishna.
Okay.
And it is against the law. A law
Yes,
specifically
principle of
mentions-
natural justice.
Yeah.
Principle of natural justice.
Absolutely. So the law specifically says it is not allowed. So retaliation not just against the respondent, retaliation also against the complainant. So there was this case in Navi Mumbai itself where the complainant was fired. Yeah. And then what happened? Classic case, that how it will impact your brand. This lady, she was fired. She went to police. Police did not listen to her. She went to local corporator. Local corporator just wanted the opportunity to get some limelight. Came into the hotel and just called the CEO, the CHRO. Everybody was called, and he did not talk in sentences. He was talking with his hands. So he was asking one question. Ye kaun hai? Phatak. Ye kaun hai? Phatak. Isko nikala. Phatak. That is how he talked. And it was all caught. It became viral. It was there on the social media. And how damaging is it for that hotel, for that particular brand? See, that brand, famous hotel in Navi Mumbai, brands get built over so many years. So much of money is spent on branding, and then what happened? So a small thing like this, it can backfire so badly. So organizations or leaders, need to understand this. If they don't understand this, the day of reckoning may not be that far away. Yeah. So we have to understand that. So these were, some common myths, and now we are running short of time. So maybe, I think we should discuss SheBox, because SheBox is something which a lot of people, again, lot of doubts and lot of, questions about the SheBox. So as we have discussed, what is it that SheBox is all about? So as Seema has said, SheBox was initially for central government and public sector entities only. But now the ambit has increased to everybody. And as I said, first there were emails or notices sent to top 1,000 organizations within India. But now absolutely all and everybody comes under this ambit. So all organizations are required to register on the SheBox, and they have to link their internal committee. So technically, there is no mandate by the law to register, but it is getting strongly encouraged as a good governance practice. So though there is, POSH Act is not saying, okay, you have to go and register yourself on SheBox, but you are getting emails from the government, yeah, from the district office that come and register. And for this, there has to be a nodal officer. Yeah. So each registered organization, each organization which is going to register as IC should be having a nodal officer. And this officer will be acting as a bridge between the organization, SheBox, and the Ministry of Women and Child and Development. Say, for example, if there is a case which happens. So it is this nodal officer who is going to represent the organization. Okay. And why is it that it is required? Why is it that this step was taken? Simply because organizations are A, not constituting ICs, B, even if they are getting constituted, they are not of the right size or the right kind of people, and also they were not getting registered. So how is it that the government knows that the spirit of the law is getting followed? It was not getting followed. So even if your IC is functioning well, your employee can file directly on the SheBox. They can do that. If they are not feeling comfortable about coming to you, they can go to SheBox. Yeah. And in that case, the ministry will then forward the case to your IC. And then your nodal officer will have to ensure the due diligence and the process needs to be followed as per the SOPs. Okay. So this is all about compliance, transparency, and as somebody said, how do you inculcate this culture? So it has to be forced down the throat. This is how it is going to get inculcated. खुद से होना जरा मुश्किल है. So as I said, strictly mandatory nahi hai, but people are getting emails. So though it is not there in the law, by and large, you understand that SheBox registration needs to be done. Okay, so that is one thing. Okay, chalo, more questions.
Pallavi, I have one doubt. If the IC committee is for 3 years, okay, and the members of the IC members want to become again IC members, okay, the present IC member is getting over in November, example I'm giving, and the December we are forming again new IC members. So they want to become again the IC members. So they can become a what?
No.
No.
Simple.
Okay.
As that.
Okay.
But the external member can continue.
External member can continue. One also we cannot take because there are less female ladies in the company, and then whatever female they were existing. So okay.
See, one of the reasons is that after there is a please mute yourselves, people. There's a echo here. Yeah. Where were we? Yeah. See, one of the reason is what happens is after 3 years, there is a possibility that people like to leave. That is one reason. That is one thing. Yeah. But beyond that, though you might say that okay, this is a very trained committee. Yeah, this fabulous committee which is already there. It has gone through say 10 cases or 12 cases, highly experienced. There's no need to remove them. But here I'll just share one case. So there was this client of ours which had the same, we did the POSH audit. When we did the POSH audit, we realized that the same committee has been existing from 2013. That's the POSH Act. And there was this plant head who was one of the, there was this the factory at Kolhapur. And say Kolhapur, this is just an example because I don't really want to divulge the name of the client or the location. So at Kolhapur, they had a factory, and this gentleman was a plant head at Kolhapur, and he was the member of that IC. Now, after the awareness sessions took place, we had informed the company that please, you cannot have the same IC. You have to remove these people from the IC. Despite that, they said, no, we do not have people who are trained. We do not have the right kind of people. We have to continue with them. And again, as Seema Joshi is saying, if you have less women, again, that is also an issue. Who will be the presiding officer? See, there's a reason why the presiding officer has to be the woman. See, this is all comes under workplace inclusion for women. Why is it that your organization is hardly having any women? It should be having more women. Yeah. So basically your constitution in an organization, there is not enough representation of women. So ये तो गलत ही है. And you cannot keep on saying that I will not hire women and I'll continue the same presiding officer. So ये सब नहीं चलता है. So you cannot cite that, okay, there are few women, lack of training. You need to try and train people. Achha, so what happened in that Kolhapur factory was that after the awareness session, there were 5 emails coming from the packing department saying that this gentleman himself was harassing. Yeah, oh. So in Marathi, there is a kahavat, kumpanat jikde shet khata. Matlab, the fence is only eating the produce, the farm produce. So this is what was happening. So one of the very few reasons why after 3 years, it makes whole lot of sense to have more people. Of course, more people get experience and people don't get entrenched in their positions, and they might even use that position or misuse the
Leadership
position.
quality. Leadership
Yeah.
quality also can use, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pallavi.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks. Yeah.
So,
Any other
Pallavi,
questions? In the chat box, there are some questions, Vartika, right? If you could just read those questions. Yeah, Preeti, yeah. We are going to continue for another 10 minutes, okay? Because questions hai. Because actually we have passed our time. It is already 4, but yeah, 10 more minutes. Yeah, Preeti.
So as the question was, presiding officer can continue because if there is only one senior officer, that is one of the things which you have answered, that every 3 years they should be renewed. But generally, as a checklist, what companies do, one presiding officer, 2 at least women members, and 1 external officer. So they have only these members. So members should be more in IC committee, right?
Yeah. You should go beyond 4 people. Always have 7, 8 people. Always advisable. Yeah. And by the way, in an IC, the membership is like, there's one presiding officer who would always a woman. There's an external member and 2 other employees. So, but at least half of them should be women. At least half. All can be women, of course, but obviously not advisable. Let it be, a gender balanced IC. Men should also have confidence in approaching the IC. It is not always that the male perpetrator. No, but they're not villains. Yeah. We should not be looking at it.
Male opinion also matters a lot when we're solving the case.
Yeah. Rights of the respondent, very important.
Respondent, very important.
Yeah. Vartika, any questions in the chat box?
Like to interrupt, for those who are interested in these POSH training certificate program, they can just register here. I've provided the link. So if anybody is interested, they can register.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, Vartika, if you can just read out from the chat box other questions, that will be good. Yeah.
So Sneha asks, is it mandatory under the POSH Act to have female employees to be present if male employee is conducting an interview of a female candidate? Then
it is not mandatory, but it is just good practice. Yes.
Okay.
Always better. Even for performance appraisals, good practice. Yeah.
What are the legal and the organizational consequences under the POSH Act 2013 for an employee who files a malicious or false complaint of sexual harassment?
See, for false cases, the punishments are exactly the same as the punishments for a person found guilty under POSH. So say, suppose there is a Mr. X. Mr. X has been found guilty under POSH Act. Yeah. And then there are a number of recommended punishments which the IC can recommend. Yeah. Now, same kind of punishments are applicable to, say, Miss Y, who has filed a malicious complaint or a false complaint, except one. Yeah, that one is that she cannot get compensation. I mean, she cannot be asked for financial compensation. Apart from that, all punishments are same. So you can just say, the POSH Act is actually quite forward thinking. They have thought about everything. Yeah.
Okay, so Pritendra Singh asks, if you have offices in one or more state, so should we need to have separate IC and presiding officers at all the locations? One second.
Yeah.
Or
I understood
one
the question.
presiding officer for all the locations would do.
See, as per the Act, every location having more than 10 people needs to have a separate IC with a separate presiding officer. External member can be common. Or in fact, if external member is also separate, that is good. So now that is as per the Act. Yeah, but in real life, it is little difficult to follow this. So many organizations have a common presiding officer and a common external member, with each location having 3-4 people, so that then the IC gets completed. That is what is happening throughout India. In fact, there was a representation from organizations to Supreme Court telling that they should be changing this particular aspect, that having at every location it is difficult. For example, say you are at say Chhattarpur, yeah, and at Chhattarpur you need to find an external member. Yeah. Not easy task, right? So for this purpose, this common thing works: common presiding officer and common external member.
Okay, Sneha Rajput asks, in her previous organization, an HR manager was accused under POSH by a colleague. The internal committee later gave him a clean chit, and the allegation was found to be false. However, within a week, both the HR manager and the complaint were terminated by the organization. In such situations, what options does an employee who has been proven innocent have to protect his career and reputation, especially when he feels unable to challenge the company's decision due to its influence or complaints backing?
So see, for this, there is something called as appeals, right? So after the inquiry gets over and recommendations are given, for example, in this case, both of them can appeal. Yeah, and now that retaliation, this is retaliation. Now retaliation has happened from the organization. In this case, they can go to the industrial court. So in Maharashtra, there are 20 industrial courts which are constituted under the section 10 of the Maharashtra Industrial Relationships, yeah, as appellate authority. So they are the appellate authority. They can go there to these industrial courts. Mumbai has one, Pune has one, Nagpur has one. So there are 20 such courts within Maharashtra itself, and they will be listening to these appeals. So she has recourse to law. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we should wrap up now. Isn't it?
Any other question? Yeah. I think this was a fairly extensive session, and I think a huge number of questions have been taken care of, right?
Definitely.
So you can all go and just you're all set, get set ready, yeah.
Yeah, Vartika, just create a group so we all will connected with each other.
Yes, we will be doing that. We'll be doing
Share
that
cases,
definitely.
ma'am.
Yeah. Pardon? Yeah.
Share cases, MC, case study.
Yeah. Case studies, everything, definitely. In fact, see, we all learn from each other. All said and done, there are professionals here. You could all share incidents what have happened. Collective wisdom is always the best wisdom. This is one of the few reasons we keep on having such kind of sessions to discuss, to find out more what is happening. Yeah. So somebody wants to share. See, you can we are going to make a WhatsApp group. You can share your clip in there. Yeah. Because we are all short. We are all short of time. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
see
you,
you,
Paveen,
everyone.
madam.
Yeah.
Thank you,
everyone.
Paveen. All the best to you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah. Wonderful having you and meeting all of you. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you, Pallavi.
Bye bye. Thanks, Pramila.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Yeah. Bye, Kavita. Bye, Preeti.
Bye.
Bye, Sneha. Bye, Tripti. Bye, Dr. Krishna.
Yeah, bye, ma'am.
Bye bye. See you. Yeah. Yeah. Acha, Rizwana, Vartika, please take down Rizwana's number so that we can add her to the group. Is there in the chat box? Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I'm just stopping the session. Yeah. Bye bye.